Hello, everybody. This is James Show, and this is going to be my Unit 12 screencast. And I'm just going to jump right into the screencast and just kind of giving the information of what we had to do and the information I found out when doing the screencast and the worksheet. So this is the first table that we had to use for the temperatures, actually the NWS daily average temperatures, and these were the five locations that were given. What we had to go for was Craig, Anchorage, Wasilla, Fairbanks, and Kotzebue. Um, this is all over the summary of 127 to 203 of 2012, or actually 2013, I'm sorry. And just kind of going over the numbers, you see all the variations of different locations and the different numbers and where they started out at. Craig is 35 above, -2, 14, -40, and -5. Um, you can see for pretty much every column, you can see the increase in temperature kind of decreases it, but it's all pretty consistent in terms of getting warmer. And the only one that was actually out of it was Kotzebue, which was kind of all over the place. You can see for Wednesday and Thursday is 5 and 6 degrees, and it kind of dropped down to -11 and back up to 7 and 16. And I can kind of go over that and see why there's such a fluctuation in temperature. Um, and that's pretty much it for this, and we'll just move on. So here's a little diagram of Craig and the temperatures. You can see the national weather is in the red, and then the Sunday high, low, and all the indicators right here. Um, you see how pretty consistent when I was looking at this. Craig, Anchorage, Wasilla, and Fairbanks all had pretty much the same summary for this red line. Kind of started out at a median, and then it fluctuated, going down and then all the way back up. Just kind of kept a steady pace. Just going down to the next slide, you can see Anchorage is kind of the same thing. Kind of starts off lower, and then it increases back up and goes up. Anchorage did that. Wasilla, which is not that far away from Anchorage, has the same numbers and kind of the same diagram shown. Fairbanks, it starts off, of course, a lot lower because it's always cold in Fairbanks, but that's beside the point. It increases in temperature, and it kind of there's a weird little up and down feature. But then if you go to Kotzebue, you can see a major decrease as it increases in temperature, and then drastically falls down in Friday. And going back to the Friday picture, oops. Um, Friday picture, you could see how it drops down to -11 for some odd reason. And yeah, so the first diagram or the picture shown is Monday. Today's weather for 01/28 of 2013 for Monday. Um, just starting off, you can see the highs up here with the barometric pressures. You got fog building up in here, and you got a little bit of uh, a cold front taken over by a warm, and then also right here with the low pressures right here. For Fairbanks here and Kotzebue's up here, it was relatively warm this day due to this warm front that was kind of coming in. Uh, and um, there's really no precipitation or anything shown in this one. It was relatively warm. And moving on to the next one. Here's the tomorrow's weather for 01/28 2013 for Tuesday. Right off the bat, you can see a large precipitation area that kind of just surrounds uh, this uh, low pressure system right here. And you can see how the warm front actually moving to the east with a little bit of a cool and down to the south. There's a lot of snow that's been building up right here, and a lot bit of rain fog uh, up in this area. High pressure up here, and that's it for this one. All right, for the next day, for Wednesday, you can see how the precipitation had moved up north through Alaska with the three low pressure systems right here. It still was snowing a lot up in here, and then the Aleutian chain was pretty much hit with the snow little bit of showers. And then you have your high pressure system still over here, and it's drifting over to the east side. And this is when we got we got some snowfall on this day, and it was all pushing, or I should say, most of it was pushing north. The other low pressure system was actually kind of drifting off to the east side, with the warm front and the cold. For Wednesday, you can see how again this low front was actually kind of pushing north again towards Alaska with the high front still here and the low front. Um, there's kind of was a stationary front right here with a lot of snow. You see how it kind of has a mixture of the cold and the warm front, and it was actually accumulating in this general area, and that's kind of what happened. There was a lot of snowfall on that day here in Fairbanks for sure, and you can see that Kotzebue was kind of hit too, with a little bit of precipitation, concerned with the low pressures here again, then the highs over to the right side east. So for Thursday's weather, you can see right off the bat you have the high pressures here, and then the lows. Um, there's two low fronts kind of right here, and this ones are they're almost pretty much conjoined. Still a little bit of precipitation here with a little bit of fog building up in the north end of Alaska. It's still snowing. Um, Kotzebue is affected pretty well. You can see that the uh, uh, two new low systems are kind of coming up from the south, pushing up north. Um, and here's your high pressure systems again. And moving on. So going on to Friday's predictions, you can see the highs right here with the lows. You can see this occluded front kind of moving in from the north, or from the east. I mean, from the south heading north, while the low pressure is heading off to the east. These are kind of pushing together, probably join together here soon. There's still a little bit of a fog and snowfall that will probably be pushing in to Alaska and probably affecting Kotzebue up in this general area. And here's your lows again. So Saturday's predictions. You see this low front still moving up towards the west, to the north of Alaska, and you still have the buildup of precipitation, and you have this low front up here that actually was the combined of the two. Still have some heavy snowfall in this general area with the highs up top, and this is probably going to get pushed up or to the east, if anything, from this low front, and we'll see what the next slide actually has to say. So for Sunday's predictions, you can see how the low front actually does take over the state of Alaska. There's a bit of a precipitation right here with the snow buildup. Um, this high pressure actually headed south, I believe, with the lows kind of taken in, and there's actually a lot of precipitation that actually probably affected Anchorage. A little bit of a probably sleet actually in this general area, but you can see is how it's moving toward the east from this low front. And then lastly, for Sunday, this is kind of like the follow-up from Saturday. Saturday's weather. I mean, you can see the low front actually does take over, and it starts to push to the east side with this high front actually lowering, going to the south. There's another low front that's actually pushing towards Alaska from the west. Um, there's a little bit of a cold front pushing in, and so pretty cloudy up in Alaska in the general area, and then still have some snowfall that's actually still coming down.